So this is our social media's quick starter. Basically, some pointers that I have added in the thing is, I've just added some basics where we should understand that, since I know almost all of you are already there present on or must be present on some of the platforms like Facebook or Instagram, or nowadays mainly WhatsApp. So I have just pulled out some key pointers which probably in the beginning will make you just understand that what you may probably what you're doing is on the right same path. Probably will be some insights which I've included, like I've included the algorithm which will show how which is basically this info I've got, some information I have got directly from Instagram and Facebook. So it what actually what kind of gets viral, or what kind of content actually works is also not 100% that goes with the algorithm. But since my discussions with Tanvi in the beginning was to understand basically what is their method, basically giving your content a projection, or make what is the method of basically pushing your content from their perspective. That also I have tried to incorporate in the end in this PPT. So so we'll begin. So basically this is, so who are we talking to? So basically what is the percentage? So obviously now YouTube is a kind of a platform which is having almost 72% being the highest consumption after Facebook. But YouTube is more of a platform where you have where initially it was more about long form videos. So but with this kind of thing where they're encouraging more creators and people to come out, they have this thing of YouTube Shorts. So basically what happens is, if you have short videos, or you have short video content, you can use YouTube also effectively. Then obviously there's Instagram. Instagram has 63% of the volume, and Facebook has 74%. But again, if you ask me, how that 74% of number of people on Facebook, but I only get 3 likes or 4 likes and 5 likes, or probably my user base doesn't grow at that extent, is because though these are 74% on Facebook are probably not active users, because these are users who are probably coming to the page and creating a profile and then going and becoming active on the other platforms. However, TikTok doesn't exist right now in India for us. So it gives us, it kind of gives us more gives and weightage between Instagram and YouTube. So here we understand that, these are the most popular platforms, but which platform works for you actively is a separate question, as per what is your product, or what is your brand. So next we have what is the social media used by age. So basically here we see we have 88 people between the age of 18 to 29 years. Then we have 78% people between the age of 30 to 49 years, and 64 between the age of 50 to 65 years. So this bracket also basically for those people who are owning a small business or a consumer firm, or even if they want to kind of build an influencer brand on social media. Basically, this kind of an age group is very satisfactory number for any of us who want to build our brands on social media. You guys have any questions?
I think you can continue, Ruchika.
I'll continue. Okay. So next we have what makes you relevant in 2021. So in 2021, we basically saw a lot of people, between 2020 and 2021, we basically saw this entire outrage breaking on WhatsApp. Basically, all consumer businesses coming on WhatsApp and creating communities, small communities, because of the pandemic, because I'm working from home, I saw that, if WhatsApp is down, my job day stops. So WhatsApp became like like it's become like one stop place for kind of any business, whether you are an influencer, whether you have a product, whether you are working in a firm. So WhatsApp has become this one place for one big social media kind of a platform, which is still not recognized as a social media platform because there are many features which are yet to come. Again, Facebook is still an old uncle which is existing, living, but and we will all have to be present there because that's like a home which cannot be denied. And Instagram has again picked up between 2020 and 2021 with all its new features, introduction to reels, and lot more things. Twitter takes a backseat because most of us are basically into small businesses, and Twitter is more for those who are more opinionated, who have more to talk probably. So Twitter doesn't basically come more into this kind of a circle that we are discussing today. So what I have done is I have basically focused more on Facebook and Instagram. However, these ideas always overlap, and if you are only on WhatsApp, also probably you can implement these ideas. If you're only on Instagram, probably you can then go and have a profile on Facebook, depending on your choice. It's open to you guys. So coming next to what are the pillars of social media? So basically the pillars are, first is your platform choice. So what is your platform choice depends on what is the product that you want to project. It can be, for example, if you are a brand, if you are a celebrity, if you are a brand, probably you would want to select one of the platforms that has more young and dashing crowd. If you are a product and you are into apparels or you are into clothes, then probably you would want to select something like a Facebook, where you would want to do a live streaming, where you would want to remove your stock, where you would want people to come more and purchase. If your network is more stronger on WhatsApp, probably you would choose WhatsApp as a platform. Platform choosing is always a choice on basis of what is your product and what is your tone, what do you want to basically project out. Content is definitely the king in any kind of promotion, whether it's a product, whether it's a blog, whether you are a celebrity. How to be going about that, I'll explain. Promotion is a very big challenge when it comes to small businesses. I do understand when it comes to small businesses, promotion is a very, very big challenge because budgets are tight or probably not there. And obviously it's very difficult for people to have this kind of to understand when it comes to the word promotion itself. There is a lot of back out in that. So that also I have covered in the further slides. So like I told, basically what social media platform should you be on? This would be your personal choice. What's your tone? So basically what are you trying to promote, or what are you trying to do on social media? Do you have a product? Do you have are you a celebrity? Are you more into writing? Do you want to build yourself as an influencer? Do you want to build yourself as a community? What's your tone? How do you want to speak to people? There, as we see, there are a lot of influencers nowadays who pick up on certain tonalities, and probably they are getting famous or they are being picked up on. So what's your tone is the first thing that you need to decide, and you need to probably understand whether it's informative, whether it's serious, whether it's funny, whether it's playful. Then what are your top interests outside your business? So probably you can be you can be a cooking, you can have a page which is promoting cooking, but you can also be a person who travels a lot. So what are your identification of your interests outside your business? So probably if your content can merge with your cooking content can merge with your travel, or probably your cooking content can go to your outdoors. So that is the kind of what are you have to identify what are your top interests outside your business. What are your values? So probably what are you trying to like nowadays we see on social media, probably people don't really have there is no bar to what is being projected. People are dancing, people are talking, people are having spreading humor press, people are talking, giving their opinions. So what you have to decide what is that you want to speak about. So if it is that you think that you're very opinionated and you think that your particularly your product can be, or you would like to be an influencer, or you would like to market your community by more vocally, then probably even Clubhouse is a new kind of a platform which is now available for just for being vocal. And if you think that you want to just build a community, like Tanvi and group have built a community only for women. So if you want to build a community, so what would be that? That's a value. That's something that is being done for a specific cause. So probably they chose Facebook as a platform. They chose WhatsApp as a platform because of their people with whom they network are mostly there on that. So what are you going to project through your product, or through what you are through whatever you are decided for yourself? You have to identify that. Last is the same thing. Who are your friends? If you start as a small business, or if you start as an influencer, or if you start as any, you have to identify who are there in your closest circle. Everyone's networkings are very different from others. Like everyone doesn't have a big network on Instagram, everyone doesn't have a big network on Facebook, probably everyone, but they might be having a very good network on WhatsApp, and they might be even having people who are very, very active on WhatsApp. So probably that's the network that works for them. So what when you start, this is when you start, probably you can start with a platform where people will recognize you fast, rather than coming to a platform where you will have to build from scratch. So this is a very effective methods of this is understanding your network and then getting onto the platform is a very effective method of building your other platforms as well, because the other platforms can wait. At least your one platform where you are thoroughly active and thoroughly pushing your content is being consumed and its purpose is getting solved. So any questions at this point of time? Anyone wants to discuss something or ask me something? So I'll go ahead.
No, yeah, please, you may continue.
Yeah. So basically, so what is the next part? So when we said content, so this was about the platforms. So now when we say content, what is the part where what is 2021 looking forward to? So basically 2021 is looking forward to personalization. So when we talk about personalization, it's about people are really not interested in what is your product or what is your community or what is you individually as an influencer are doing, because it's all about there is such a huge wave that is there of everybody wanting to be on the same platform. So hence for small businesses, personalization is the key. So basically how we realize personalization is the key is because you must have seen whenever you search or you purchase, or you purchase is a big purchase is the last I mean thing on the card. But if you even if you search nowadays, in fact you just type or search also, even Instagram will start showing you the similar kind of products or the similar kind of content or the similar kind of videos. So if you're probably watching and it's not only this curated content is basically not only from to us, but it's also in the community. So basically the community also starts seeing your page or your product or your, even on an organic level. So the more we search, the search is not only, of course we are on one end, so we see these products as ads to us, but it's also on the other end that basically Instagram and Facebook and all these algorithms throw your profile also on that side. And basically you, if you are it's like a cross promotion. So this starts. So personalization is paramount. Anything that you are building, any kind of a product that you are building on social media, basically everything, your content has to be personalized. Personalization means basically if you have if you have a comment, or if you have a feedback, or if you have some kind of a suggestion, the trick is to basically I think you guys will have to log in again, because this will probably throw us out because we are slightly late, but we can continue till it's on. So so basically what happens is, personalization means wherever we have a comment, we have a like, we have a feedback, the key is to basically reply, comment, or tag and speak to everyone that is who are interacting with us. If you are a product, and if you are a product, you have a product to sell, and you it doesn't end when the user receives the product. If you need to push for customer reviews, you need to push for people to tell you that you have to go online and give you ratings. This is now basically not a gesture, it's a mandate, because this is what basically brings you on top of a lot of it works on the algorithm level also, and it also works in building your community also. Next we have so basically everyone talks about this word viral. Let's go viral, let's have this kind of content which reaches to a lot of people. So basically, like I told before also, people are not interested in who you are, because there is a lot of there's a tsunami of people who are there. They are interested in how you make them feel. So basically, whatever be your product or whatever be your personality, or even if you are an influencer, it's basically picking a strong point, or picking a strong motive, and basically hitting the right chord in even if you are a Tupperware brand, or you are working, if you are having cake workshops, or any brand as such, you just need to basically make people you need to personalize your content for them, and you need to make them understand that why your product. So basically this means that all of us become content creators, all of us become brand managers, all of us become ad creators basically. So I have just pulled out one of the most I don't know if this will work. One of the most viral ads, and basically it's kind of an ad which shows that why an inspirational content is very much required. It's an hard-hitting ad because it comes out as one of the most emotional ads of 2018-2019. Of course, this is not the kind of content that small businesses like us will want to probably will not even have the budget to work on these kind of content, but this is just a content which we are sharing here to show that this is the kind of content that has to be present in even in your one-liners, in your WhatsApp text, probably in your interactions with your audience, even if you are into buying and selling.
I have a question, ma'am. Can I ask?
Yeah.
So now, as you said that regarding the viral thing, so for example, if I say that my content is really good, if I feel that my content is really good, I have used all the hashtags. I have also followed everything that were the timings and everything that have been followed, and still I'm not getting the kind of engagement that I am looking out for, even after putting so much of effort in creating a content, since we say that content is a king,
Right.
but a lot of time we fall apart when we are not getting the kind of engagement that we really expect for. So sometimes the kind of algorithm that is working today in Instagram is like for some story you get a lot of
So I understand.
Yeah, so for some stories you don't get a lot of views. So how do you analyze in those situations that okay, this content may go viral, and there are certain contents which have nothing, like I won't say that I won't judge those content, but the kind of content is like just a song, and it is a viral, and it's just a piece of music, and it's a viral content in any way. So how do you analyze like which content or which thing can go viral, or how do you do that in that case?
So I will just share with you my profile. I will just show you my profile. And this was the funniest case, which I probably, this was our talk point to start with. I don't know if you can see this. So this is a very stupid, can you guys see? Very stupid reel that I have put up in the night at 2 o'clock, which has just some photo in the background and legs thing, and I just use the sound. Now what happens is certain see, our judgment of content pushing is as per whatever is the metrics that we have already fed in our head. ओके दैट मेरा कंटेंट 3 बजे जाएगा, फिर मैं ये हैशटैग्स यूज करूंगी, फिर मैं ये हैशटैग यूज करूंगी, उसके बाद देन व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज आई एम गोइंग टू यूज दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग आई हैव मेड एंड नाउ आई शुड गेट 2000 likes. Now what happens is if you are going to bind yourself and think कि मैंने सब कुछ by maths किया है, तो मेरा content क्यों work नहीं किया? That is see that of course there is no 100% to it, but there are certain things, certain hashtags, or as per Instagram algorithm, certain hashtags and certain communities. Nowadays Instagram has started showing us how many people are there in the hashtag that you are using in your content. So what it does is it throws your content into that hashtag at that point of time when you release it. Okay, and what it does is it is actually not giving you a very long duration. It is giving you only a time limit of probably 1 hour to 2 hours. In that 1 hour or 2 hours, probably you will get maximum number of likes, comments, shares, whatever, or probably views if you have reels. So now you will ask me what is the other method for, what is the thing that if I have made a content, probably I've spent on it, maybe I have put a lot of effort on it. So rehashing your content is with different kind of at different times is the method. What basically with us, what happens is what we do is we put the content once and we think that this is done. I mean, now who is going to see it? But we don't really realize that actually there is a lot of audience there sitting there who is probably, who is going to watch this repurposed video because I changed those tags or because I changed those hashtags. And if you follow Curly Tails is the best is if you do kind of a if you do a little bit of R&D on their videos and the kind of content they post, you will understand what I'm saying. They are the best people who do this. They use their content from 2018 and 2017, and they are not at all ashamed of it. They don't have any issues. They are using that content. They are changing the song, or they are changing the lingo. They are changing the top. They are changing the banners, and they are just rehashing the content. Content goes at any hour. Content goes at 2 o'clock in the night. Content goes at 3 o'clock in the night, and you see it next day morning. So if you have convictionally invested in some content piece and it's not going, it's not coming out, then I suggest use different content methods. If you are on Instagram and it's not working on Reels, try putting it on stories. If it's not working on stories, try putting it on IGTV. And if it is, even all of these three are not working, wait for 4 or 5 days, take another time, and then put the post ahead. Maybe if you have put at 6 o'clock in the evening, leave that time, try another time in the night at 9 o'clock or probably at 11 o'clock. See what is the difference. Definitely there will be a difference, because the kind of audience that are there, the kind of people that are there are different. They are they are not going to be there online throughout the day, however addicted you are to whichever platform. So did you like, are you getting some hints from this, as in does it help?
Yes, I am getting it. It was just like a lot of time we face this kind of problem, or we don't know how actually Instagram algorithm works.
So basically, that's what I will cover in the end, that what Instagram tells about their algorithm. I will play this ad in the meantime, so all other people can join. Hello. So everyone's here. We can start.
I think you can start, Ruchika. People will join in. Let's not.
Yeah. So basically, the ad that I was running was basically to show that, you know, we need inspiration to all our content. Whatever content we have, we need to add. We need to personalize and inspirational. Next, in the next set, I have included the influencer recipe, basically, which is the most popular recipe nowadays. So it means humor plus product placement at low cost. So I will just play a little part of this video for you guys, a few minutes. And so my main purpose to show this video was to show that basically what is happening here is very no. So this is even the promotion that's being asked. So when we are part of, so I was part of 1 or 2 sessions of the creator studio for Instagram. So basically, to give you all an insight, it's also an ask, and also their motto to basically have normal people like you and me to be basically content creators. It will soon happen that probably even the most highly played influencers also will get replaced with people like us. And yes, people like us will be rewarded in a bigger manner, because the more bigger collaborations you get, the more money you earn. So what happens here is this particular influencer and this particular dadi or nani of his is the biggest example that, you know, very simple, he used to do very simple videos with her. And this video also was not done with any collaboration. It was just done because people became so fond of her, and they asked him to make some content with her, and this content was done. So very softly and very subtly they have kind of done have basically of course they have done this for fun purpose. But if you have any collaborations that come across to you, or you have any collaborations that you have, it's very in a very simple and a very funny manner, in whatever is available in your house also. It's very easy, it's very relatable, and it's very acceptable nowadays to make content at home. So She has been featured in HT Brunch. I don't know if you guys, any of you have noticed, she has been, and she has also collaborated with Netflix. So basically all of us are content creators nowadays, and it's just that we need to get out of our shells and probably understand that all of us can do this. So going forward, in the interest of time, basically now this is about promotions. So promotions is a very big topic when it comes to people like us, because our pockets are our budgets are very tight. So what can be done? So location based targeting. So basically, if you even geotag, or probably whenever you are putting a post, if you add your location either on Facebook or on Instagram, then also it's possible to there is also an algorithm which basically gives, it's a two-way thing which happens. Your like on Instagram, I would like to show, if you guys can see, to explain better. So just 1 minute. Yes. So now basically where I stay, can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
No, it's not very clear. Yeah, now we can little bit.
Yeah. So basically what I want to show is, this is the location. Okay. This is a location thing, and I have just put my location here in Instagram also. And when I put my location, I get this. Can you see? So now what happens is, when I open this and I see, this is my area's content.
Right.
Why? Because these people they are not content creators, they're simple people, but they have used this as just for fun sake. So whatever content they have used is featured here. So this is how geotagging works. So you can, if you are in multiple places and you have multiple things to be projected, then probably you can have multiple posts with your geotagging. For example, if somebody is having a community which is based in 3 different places, like for your community, you're based in Pune, probably based in Bombay, based out of India, then probably you can have 3 different posts having the geotagging location. Next is, if you use the boost post option on Facebook, you can also select the location you want to target. Facebook will only show the post to those people or those users in your location. In fact, even pin code based location targeting is also available now on Facebook. So if you are staying somewhere and you really want only that area, a specific targeting to be available, that's also possible. Then whenever in your community you have events, you create events, you can geo target, and you can create those location filters. So anybody has any questions for this? Should I go ahead? So next is
yes.
Yeah. So next is basically whenever I have so now when we go ahead from targeting, basically if you the next thing is that for small businesses, usually this is being done with basically with when you have the time. So usually people juggle with their jobs or their daily routines, or probably it's always the second child or the third child, or basically it's not the priority. So but that should not be that is a very bad practice. So what is the good thing is that basically the key is consistency. Obviously, if you want to keep your content, if you want to maintain your audience, if you want people to kind of be there for you, then you definitely need to be very consistent. And obviously, even for small business owners also, if you cannot be if you be there online all the time, there are many options. Like there's Facebook Creator Studio, which which you can use, and you can schedule your post for the next day. Sprout Social gives you a trial version. You can use that on month basis. Then there are tools like Hootsuite. Then there is, if this all doesn't work, because Instagram usually, there are few tools which Instagram uses, gives you the option of scheduling. So then probably you can have a timed kind of a post, where when you have relevant audience, or you have audience that have started following you from a few number of days, at least they come ahead and they wait for your content. This is a very good practice. We have a lot of people in my organization. There are a lot of people who basically benefit a lot from this. There's one person who basically runs a 7 a.m. bulletin. So he makes it a point to come at 7 a.m. at any cost and give a small bulletin. His bulletin doesn't have much things. It's a normal kind of a bulletin, but he has built up his own community. He's built up his own page on Instagram, and probably now he's kind of, that bulletin itself has made him an influencer. So, and then they go into obviously the route of collaborations and bigger money and all of that. But all I'm trying to say is that every day timely posts, if not able to maintain it in during the day, or you're busy, you're going to be busy with your other things, then better to have a timely post, so that you don't lose out on your audience that you've already built on. Even if you have, like the other time I was telling that you might be having the most weirdest content on this planet, but still, if you are consistent and if you are pushing the content, the algorithm itself starts pushing your content into their field. That's how you grow your community. Next is authentic social media versus rehashing content. So basically, like I said before, also we discussed this. There is no harm in rehashing content. The only harm is in our head, because we are thinking that our content should be original. But in the wave of the kind of content that we are kind of the more this thing that we have, so many people coming ahead and talking about the same thing, it's very difficult to have to bring out original content. It's never going to be original. Hence the word comes out as trends. But in trends also, authenticity is about owning your own tone and style. Basically, whatever you do, you have your if you have adapted your own tone and style, if you have given it your own effect, and you are consistent, and your consistency plus your own tone and style, definitely it's going to make a very big it's going to make a great impact. And consistent, if you're consistent in your content, definitely it will give you a lot of gains in future, but patience has to be there. Formats for 2021. So basically, stories is a content form which is nowadays very popular. Even as small business owners, you need to, stories is somewhere where you need to be present. If possible, if you do not have certain days, if you do not have your own content, rehash, use content from other people's pages, share inspirational content, share funny videos. Stories is a kind of it's like that basically like that doodh wala, or that bread wala, or the laundry person who comes. Why I'm giving you this example is because these three people, when they come to your house, they create a sense of normalcy. They bring that sense. If it's going to rain very heavily and it's going to be flooded, I will only, if probably busy in my work, I will, and I am working from home, so I only come to know nowadays that world is going to end because my dudh wala has not come, or my paper wala has not come, or my laundry person has not come. So stories is something which is like that. So that is somewhere where you need to be present there, because that feed is going on. So you present there to show people that yes, I am there, I am normal, I am present, and I am alive. So that stories is a content format which has to be in your system if you are a small business owner and you are an influencer, or any kind of a community. The stories has to be there with you throughout your day. You need to, in fact, to bring it to you guys, if you guys upgrade your Instagram nowadays, Instagram has started showing you the timeline of your stories. That is 23 hours remaining, 18 hours remaining. So obviously it's been done for a projection, because they want they are fetching towards that goal where, you know, people are should be present here 24 hours. So hence story a day, of course 3 stories a day is enough, 4 stories a day is enough. It doesn't matter, but somewhere your tab should be visible, somewhere it should be seen to your 700, 800, 7,000, 70,000 people that yes, you are, and this is what you have done in the day. If you have not done in the day, you have just gone ahead and reshared something that you have probably liked. So so statistics about stories is stories have 5.65 higher tap forward rate. So tap forward is calculated when you probably tap on something, or you probably click on even if you click on a sticker and you don't tap on the story, it's a tap forward only. So the analysis is that basically videos viewing is much more than much more than stories. So basically, if you are creating a short video, or even if your video is also considered when you are having an image, when you are having when you post a picture with a background music, it's also considered as video. So even the analysis also says that those kinds of Insta stories do much better than a normal normal photo probably with a filter or without a filter. So obviously 51% of brands opt for videos in stories, and this number is only going to increase. Any questions on this, because this is kind of a trendy topic? I'll move ahead. So video content will basically, so obviously, like I said before, video content is going to dominate. And with all the kind of, with this kind of, this thing that has come, that, you know, everywhere short form videos are welcome. Everywhere short form videos are being encouraged. So YouTube has in shorts a small, also has a product where you can go and upload short videos. Obviously there is Insta story on Instagram. There is Facebook stories on Facebook, and LinkedIn itself also, if you are present on LinkedIn, LinkedIn also has stories. Twitter has Fleets, but for your information, Fleets is going to be obsolete from now, and it's going to be off air because it's not a product that has worked for them. Next is this is a slightly different line. It is in the line of stories only, but probably this also in the algorithm has a different kind of reach. This has 5x reach, basically 5 times more reach than your normal post and your normal any kind of a reel that you are putting. This is a kind of a challenge. This is obviously kind of a challenge because this is a challenge on a psychological level, because you need to obviously come out of your comfort zone. This is a challenge this is a technological challenge, because certain times internet gives away, certain times there are a lot of other issues which are probably demeaning. So this is definitely something that has to be incorporated, but this is a very right now I see with the trends. It's a very popular, it's a very live streaming is a very, very popular thing with, especially with apparel shops, because with Corona, COVID being there, they cannot, they are not having people in their shops. So they are coming up, they are the best influencers. I mean, they just come out and they show their clothes in the best form of, and they ask people to buy, and they have good sales out of it also. So those kind of pages should really be, you know, you should go back and see how they do it, because they have really come out of their, they from nowhere, out of their comfort zones, and they are actually, you know, they have captured the market by selling whatever they had, because people now, they just want to remove their stock. So obviously this is for somebody, these people are doing because they have no other option. But in terms of content creators, this is also very, very important, is because this obviously gives you a good reach. It gives you very good loyal audience. I mean, there are a lot of case studies where people, after going live, or, you know, influencers, after they have done after they have the live, can you see my screen? Because I just got a notification. So basically, so lives can be done inside your into your product zone also, can be done with whatever fraternity you have. For example, you are just in community, probably have your invite your community people, have a live for 5 minutes to 10 minutes, ask them to probably have a common cause to discuss. If your community is talking about women, probably you can have an interesting topic which surrounds women, and have an interesting live session with them. Like we are doing this kind of a workshop here on Zoom, probably you can go live, you can live stream it, you can do some other workshop, you can live stream it, maybe you can have a cooking event, you can live stream it. But it's very important to understand what kind of content will go in that, and to understand that this kind of content is very important if you really want to establish and build organic and very good loyal people, followers for yourself. Next is collab and more collab. This is the world of collabs. So there is there is absolutely no two ways about it. I mean, it's again coming out of your comfort zone. Whatever product you have, if you get a good collaboration, basically, you should go for it in whatever manner. If you do not like have interest in showing your face or face, probably use your elements, use your home, use some creative method to basically show these products. And the other question that I come across is, where do we get these collaborations from, or who gives these collaborations? Collaborations only come to people who have 10,000 plus, or who have 20,000 plus or 25,000 plus. That's actually not what is the real thing. Collaborations there on Instagram also, if you see, there are a lot of people who have already built communities of collabs, and these communities are very much real. And these communities basically give you not very big stuff, they give you small stuff, and they ask you to do small things, like probably they ask you to write reviews for them, or probably they ask you to just do small snippets. Everybody does not need to use does not need to use the product and dance around it. There are very different ways of doing these collaborations also, and these are successful collaborations. Yeah, of course, if you want to build your profile as an influencer, then definitely you need to project it somewhere in either of your platforms or in some manner. So yeah, so interesting insight. Marketers are basically collaboration and communities with influencers is growing to such an extent that probably it will be more small business users who will be asked to collaborate with them rather than bigger influencers. Next is the most important part, understanding the algorithm. So basically, Facebook says that it uses thousands of ranking signals, everything from the speed of users to whether they prefer to engage by liking or commenting. So this is, I have just tried to break down their formula in the manner possible. So here we have a score that has been given, and then we have the post and the recency. So that is the step scrutinization of how they scrutinize your post and how they push it forward. Next is as per your past behavior. So whatever, how you interacted with whichever post or in the past 7 days to past 1.5 months, they will, on that basis of your past behavior or whatever you have interacted, probably you have started seeing, if you are now building your community, so you have started seeing more of posts where you want to interact with the communities. So achanak se you will feel ki now I am being shown all these communities only, I'm getting updates from them only. That's not because of that, it's because they are recognizing your behavior, what you are probably doing. Then if you have not, if there is something that you have disliked, for example, clickbait, misinformation or content that you have said that I don't want to see, then that gets definitely eliminated. Even the content which is very similar to that gets eliminated. Next is personalized scoring. So like I said, if you're watching more tutorial videos, if you're watching more cooking videos, it will show you 20% of that, but 95% likely to post and show you a close relationship. So as you all know, Facebook celebrates these days, this day, that day, Falana day, friendship day, as in terms of who you are with and your relationship. So this relationship video is not made because they want to give you as a gift. It is made because they are basically tracking with whom you have what kind of relationships, with your photos and with your with whatever details you are sharing. So that kind of a post or a similar post to that will be shown to you 95% more times than whatever you are already consuming. So this is the kind of neural network that basically Facebook follows. Anyone wants to ask anything? So yeah, so here are these key ranking signals: relationship, content type, popularity, and recency. So basically, what is your relationship? So relationship is defined by messages, tags, engages, follows, your photos in the past that you have put with them, or videos, or wherever you have tagged them. Then your even our random taggings also they consider. Then your content type. So basically, just to give you an information, every content type comes after 9 forms of different kinds of. So there are 9 different forms of content that Facebook layers. That can be your event, that can be an event, that can be a video, that can be a YouTube video, that can be a face. So 9 products basically. After those 9 products are layered, you get the next feed. So if you're already seeing a relevant photo down, probably it will come after you. Some other feature of the similar manner will come to you after 9 layers. So usually we will not understand that because this is their algorithm, but this is how it works. And then popularity of who is reacting. So this very popular Facebook trend that goes on, mention this person and he's going to be the next person with whom you will have the next holiday. This is all because of popularity, because it's actually showing you, the algorithm is actually showing you who is on top of your list, because that's the person with whom you are interacting the most on that particular platform for the past 7 days, or probably if not 7, then 30 days or 40 days, whenever you have been an active user. Then next is your recency. So how new is the post? So basically your newer posts are placed higher. So consistency again is considered very important here, because you have to be very, very consistent here. You have to keep posting. So your posts keep coming up and up. Next is how hacks to work with Facebook algorithm. So basically, like I told in the beginning of my presentation also, reply to your audience. None of your interaction should be left unsaid. Get your audience replying to each other. So basically, even if you are interacting with them, create a conversation, create a tab where they would be probably interacting with each other. And maybe you can multiple tag them, or you can ask them to speak to each other. Then you have aim for love more than likes. So this is a very this insight is a different insight altogether. So people ask for likes, but the aim is here to not ask for likes. The aim is here to ask for more for love, because love, the emoticon has a different algorithm which puts you in a completely higher ranking than the likes, because likes, comments and shares come under one bucket, and this entire bit of emotions considered as emoticons come under an entire separate bucket. So aim for love more than likes. You guys can experiment this when you put your next post. Go live on Facebook, as I explained before, and make long for. So yes, again, this is a myth. We always suggest a lot to all our clients as well, corporate clients also, short form content, because we have the products now in place. That's the most easiest way, because long form contents are obviously very expensive as well. But the algorithm says that, you know, the longer you keep people interested in your video, the higher you will be scored by the algorithm. So even if you have a short form video, your aim has to be your watch time. If your watch time is if your watch time is good, if people are watching your entire video, ranking would definitely be good. So that should be the aim. Even if a 30-second video is there, you can probably have a good watch time and you can ditch the algorithm. Secret to ditch the algorithm. So here we have the secret. So Facebook stories doesn't come under the algorithm. So it floats above it and they are not governed by the algorithm. So basically, whatever is your content form, you can always put it up on Facebook stories as well, because our focus is usually more on Insta stories and it has nothing to do with the algorithm. It runs separately. It runs for 24 hours. Then I have just put this up. 52% people want stories that are easy to understand, 50% want to see new products, and 46% want more tips or advice. So these come under your content form, like you can do polls or such kind of this thing. Next is Instagram algorithm. So basically Instagram works on a more tailored algorithm. So basically they rank different parts of the app. Like I told before also, different parts of the app are ranked differently. Reels is ranked differently. The explore app option that I showed sometime before in my phone, which shows about the location, that's also considered as a different kind of a very, very important app of Instagram that is ranked differently. And the stories part is ranked differently. So here you have how Instagram ranks feeds and stories. So basically, because it's ranking your products separately, so basically it's telling about more about it's consuming every information that you put on the on your post. So information about the post. So however mundane it is, however boring it is consider it captured in the database, considered it captured somewhere in their cloud. Then information about the person who posted. So basically you might be posting on your so your bio also is very important when you start maintaining your small business community. It's very, very important. If you are maintaining your small business community, you should not have an account which has probably 10 followers. If you're working on your small business account, you also need to work on your profile, because both of them are connected, because whatever content you put up on your profile will be connected with whatever, wherever will go into your rankings when it comes to posting on your community. So yeah, again, the same thing, your activity. So whatever you are putting, how many posts you are putting is again linked with wherever you. Basically, it's the same kind of a configuration here also. So how can you leverage your Instagram posts? Is basically post more carousels. Post carousels is basically when you have basically like photographs which come one out after the other like an album, and these are all they are basically, they look like an album. So right now on Instagram, you don't have the facility to link these to another to your website. But on Facebook, you can link these photos to your website. Then post consistently. So basically, like I have been telling in the beginning also, as per Instagram, they say two feed posts per week and 2 stories per day is ideal for building a following on Instagram basically. Then repurpose your posts and stories. So like we discussed in the beginning also, repurpose your posts and stories, whatever content you have already created, recreate it, reshare it. Then you have Instablog, basically, like I said in the beginning, 24 hours presence through stories. So if you have nothing to share from your content, then basically Instablog. Do what people ask for in comments. So there, ask for suggestions. Go ahead and ask them what is that they want to see. Probably if you have a product, they would ask you to give them a demo. If you have some celebrities, then they would want to see more of their videos or some more of their reels. So basically do what people ask for in comments. For a lot of influencers and bloggers, they ask for people to kind of have do certain things, like do some kind of trends. So give in to whatever they are asking and however they are reacting. Then next is pro tip: reels is best practice. So basically, when you are putting out a reel, basically there are two things to it. One is use text, and one next is use audio. So when you are using text, basically it's like a cover. So whenever you have the first frame of your reel, so basically you need to use text. So that comes the basic information when a person is revisiting your Instagram page, he will be seeing. So the text will appear there. Then so it's easy for anyone to understand your information, and such kinds of reels have a higher reach also. Then next is use audio. So using audio is a very now become a very important part of reel creation. So basically, also on reels there are now two forms. One is your this thing, what you can mix two audios. You can obviously use a predefined audio, and you can also mix your background with that. So that becomes like it goes into the original content it goes into the original mode, and that adds up to your ranking. So voiceover is one more feature that you must definitely use when you are creating reels. Next is, yeah, so I'm done. Any questions you guys have, then you can ask me. Any questions? Tanvi, Tanaya, any questions you guys have? Snehal?
I think as of now, it was quite good, yeah, quite informative, quite comprehensive, I must say. So let us first take it in. Maybe see, I think more. I think people over here are major. If you can just concise it, maybe just share some tips. Maybe just one or two slides. Some tips that you can give us to increase our followers on Insta and Facebook. If you can. I know there is no short way of doing. But if you can just give us small tips, that in fact I would like to post it on our Facebook page as well, Facebook and Instagram page as well. So if you can just at the end, or maybe in a day or two, whenever you're a little free, if you can just make a small post or a small PPs, like whatever you're comfortable with, just what are the few things that we can do in order to have a good follower, like increase our followers on Facebook or Instagram, especially
Okay.
Instagram. Just few tips.
Okay. I'll add that in this. No problem.
Yes.
Okay. ठीक है,
Hi,
thank you.
so I want to say
Yeah.
that, it was a really nice, very informative, very concise, and I think you covered almost everything that a beginner would want to know. And I am really glad that I did this seminar. And in fact, if there is anything, if you're doing any other, seminar on the similar lines, I'll be really interested. And